Hey everybody, it's me. I just wanted to check in with you. I know I told you the other day that I was feeling. I don't even know when this thing started. Well, hey everybody, again. It's hard to tell when the video actually starts recording or whatever on here because it says it starts, but then it doesn't really. So the other day I was feeling really bad, but it turned out it really didn't have anything to do with my treatment or anything. I'm just not getting any sleep, and it's starting to affect me mentally and otherwise. I'm not eating right and stuff like that. The reason being they're waking me up every 4 hours, okay, to do vitals. But not only that, but in between, there's so much other stuff going on. Housekeeping will come in, maintenance will come in, my dietitian comes in. They want to hang a new bag of something, and they just keep interrupting me in my sleep and stuff. And then at nighttime, the nurse's station is just a little off in diagonally from my room, and so anytime anybody presses this lovely button right here, it sends an alarm to the nurse's station, and so that kind of keeps me up too. But not only that, there are these announcements like, code blue to building A, room whatever, blah, 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 or code blue to building B, whatever. And I'm in building C. So why are we hearing those, and it's loud in the hallway right outside my door and stuff over the loudspeakers and stuff. On top of that, I've been having some. Well, not only that, but the IVs that I'm hooked up to. I'm not hooked up to one right now, but I will be in about 30 minutes. And that one, it's only one line, but it'll be for a few days or whatever. And we'll get into that in a minute with some new medicines that we're starting. But so I'm sleeping in the middle of the night. I got all my hoses or lines all perfectly laid out, and I'm laying there, and it takes a little while to go to sleep. The alarm is not going off saying that there's a kink in the line or something like that. It's not going off at all. So then I finally fall asleep, and about an hour later, all of a sudden the alarm starts going off, and I wake up, and I'm in the same position, and the hoses and the lines are in the same position as it was when I went to sleep. So I'm like, what the hell, you know? And that happened twice last night. And I'm not only on top of that, but for some reason, I don't know if it's drugs they're giving me or the non-sleep that I'm getting or whatever, but I am having these really vivid nightmares, and like the kind where you can wake up and I mean, I can tell you now what happened last night in my nightmare. I can tell you every single little bit of it, which is it was really scary and really weird and stuff. And so I would wake up in a panic almost, and I'm just not having that much fun. It's just almost along the lines of sleep deprivation. And I pretty much hit the wall this morning on that, and I was really in a bad mood and pissed off, and I was really trying my best not to be pissed off at, because I'm not pissed off at anybody in particular. It's just I'm pissed off because I'm not getting any sleep. And it's not caused by any one person. It's caused by a multitude of issues or whatever. So they're going to try and help me out. They even have, believe it or not, they have a nightmare drug, but I'm going to try to go without that tonight because they got me doing some other stuff, which I know will knock me out and stuff. So one of which is, I think it's called Cipracol or something like that, but they gave me a pill earlier today, and it just knocked the hell out of me. And I slept for about an hour, and then they just gave me a half one, and I almost fell asleep before I even got on here. But, okay, so we're done with all the chemos and stuff like that. So tonight, we're going to start something called tacrolimus. And I'm not quite sure what that does, but I know that they give it to you, they give it to you for a while to see if you can handle it, and then if it can handle it, they're going to switch it from an IV to an oral pill instead. So I'm hoping that works out pretty good, pretty quick. But not only that, they're doing this other thing. Now my ANC tonight is down to 706, which is pretty low. But I'm being told by some nurses and some doctors that we may not take my ANC level all the way to zero like we did on the first BMT. But who knows? Another thing they started today and is called Granix. And that is and they'll continue to get, it's a shot. but it's not a shot like a shot. It's more like a shot like these Ozempic shots and stuff, you know, where they do that flat thing into their stomach or whatever. But I get the option of stomach or arm. And I think it's an injection of white blood cells to kind of help things along and stuff like that. And it didn't really hurt. It's, you know, it's not like getting an injection like for the flu shot or something like that. It was real quick. And like I said, it had a little flat thing on it. And I didn't want to do it in my stomach. I don't want to do anything in my stomach, to tell you the truth. So they did it in my arm and stuff. But I just wanted to catch y'all up. I'm feeling a lot better tonight. I ate a whole meal tonight. I hadn't been eating for a little bit because non-sleep just was messing with everything, you know, and I didn't want to take showers or anything, you know, and stuff. But I am doing a lot better tonight, in better spirits and stuff. And I'm talking to my apartment people for when I get out of here to go to that apartment, and everything's set there for us to go. And we should be doing something within probably the next 2 to 2.5 weeks or so. We should either be getting out of here and go into the clean apartment, or, you know, or staying in here a little bit longer, which I hope I don't do. The food sucks now. It was pretty good when I got here, but they just can't get French fries or tater tots or anything like that up here without them being limp and, you know, soggy or whatever. So you have to be really careful about how you order your dinners. But since I'm feeling really sleepy tonight, I'm going to cut it short. And again, thanks for all the encouraging words, especially in the last 24 to 48 hours when I was feeling really crappy. And again, it wasn't anything about the treatment. It was just how I was being treated more than the treatment. So we'll talk to you tomorrow, hopefully. And y'all have a good evening. I'm going to try and have a real good sleepy evening. See ya.